A biotechnology company in Boston is, right now, working on mammoth embryos in its laboratory, and aiming to bring the first calf into the world by 2028. Why? Why are these people spending millions of dollars to recreate a giant, woolly animal that has been frozen since the Ice Age? The answer is very different from the first thing that comes to mind. Let's take a look together. The company is called Colossal Biosciences. One of its founders is George Church, a professor of genetics at Harvard Medical School, almost a legendary figure in his field. The other is a tech entrepreneur named Ben Lamb. When the two of them set out in 2021, people laughed it off. Today, the company is worth more than $10 billion. Now, the technical side of things. They're not actually copying a mammoth one-to-one. That isn't even possible. The pieces of DNA taken from the mammoth remains found beneath the ice of Siberia are extremely degraded. Resurrecting an entire genome from scratch is the stuff of science fiction movies. Instead, they are taking a different path. They are taking the DNA of the Asian elephant, because this animal is genetically 99.5% similar to the mammoth. Then, they find the special genes that make a mammoth, one by one, and add them into the genome of the Asian elephant. Hair length, the layer of fat under the skin, small ears, resistance to the cold. There are about 65 genes that control all of these features. The result will not be exactly a mammoth. It will be an elephant with the appearance of a mammoth, the behavior of a mammoth, and resistance to the cold. They are calling this a mammophant, a creature that is hairy, large, tusked, and able to live on the tundra. The first question that comes to mind at this point is, okay, but why? To put on display in a museum? In the north of Siberia, in a region called Yakutia, an incredible danger is sleeping under the ground. Permafrost, soil that has remained frozen continuously. Inside this soil, there are about 1.5 trillion tons of carbon. That number is more than the total of all the forests in the world, plus the carbon in the atmosphere. And this soil is melting. It is melting at a rate of a few inches every year. If it keeps melting, the carbon inside will be released into the atmosphere as methane gas, and that will accelerate climate change exponentially. So what does this have to do with the mammoth? In the Ice Age, mammoths, ancient horses, bison, and woolly rhinos roamed this region. Herds of giant herbivores would crush the snow layer, knock down trees, and fertilize the soil. Because of this, the region was a treeless, grassy steppe. It was called the mammoth steppe. Trees create shade, hold the snow, and insulate the soil. But a grassy steppe works differently. In the winter, the animals crush the snow, the cold air reaches directly to the soil, and everything stays frozen. So those giant herbivores were actually serving as a cooling system. A Russian scientist named Sergei Zimov, years ago, set up an area in Yakutia called Pleistocene Park to prove this theory. He gathered horses, bison, and reindeer in one place. The results were surprising. In the area where the animals were living, the soil temperature was 15 degrees Fahrenheit lower than in the surrounding areas. Do you know what is missing? The leader of the herd. The giant animal that could really transform the ecosystem. The mammoth. Colossal's dream is this. Thousands of mammothants, roaming freely on the Siberian steppes, protecting the permafrost and preventing the methane gas from being released into the atmosphere. It sounds crazy, but the logic is sound. Of course, there is a dark side to this work as well. Bringing back an animal 6,000 years later, how does this animal behave in that ecosystem? How does it interact with the bacteria, the plants, the other living creatures around it? Nobody knows. Nature can react in ways we cannot predict. Then there is the ethical question. A baby mammothant will come into the world without ever having known any animal of its own kind, and without knowing how its own mother is supposed to behave. Elephants are extremely social animals. They learn everything within the herd. A lone mammoth, what will it feel psychologically? On this question, no one has a clear answer. And then there are the Asian elephants. This species is already endangered. The Asian elephant is being used as the surrogate mother for the mammoth. Some scientists are saying, instead of creating a mammoth, why don't you use your resources to save the species that are actually about to go extinct right now? They are not entirely wrong, but Colossal has other cards up its sleeve too. They are using the same technology to bring back the dodo bird and the Tasmanian tiger. And even more importantly, the genetic tools they are developing are being used to protect species that are alive right now. For example, the northern white rhino. Only 2 females are left on Earth. Colossal's technology could save this species. So this work doesn't just end with a hairy elephant. The technology that comes out of it could be the key to stopping what we call the 6th mass extinction. In the history of the world, there have been 5 great mass extinctions. We are currently in the middle of the 6th, and the cause is a single species: humans. In the last 500 years, at least 900 animal species have gone extinct. The real number is estimated to be much higher. If evolution cannot slowly fix our mistakes, then maybe we are the ones who need to fix them ourselves. It is something like a moral responsibility. Of course, it could also backfire. The thought, we can bring animals back, could make protecting living species seem unimportant. The mentality of, we can always bring them back later, could mean the end of conservation efforts. In the end, will mammoths really return? Colossal is saying it will have its first calf ready by 2028. The scientific community is approaching this date with caution. But there is one fact. Mankind now has the toolbox of a creator god in its hands. How we use it is, perhaps, the most important question of the coming century. Could a relic of the Ice Age help stop global warming? Or will it kick off a new ecological disaster? We will all see the answer together in the years ahead. What do you think? Should mammoths come back, or should some doors stay closed? Write it in the comments. I'm curious about your opinion. If you enjoy these kinds of topics, don't forget to subscribe. For the most amazing stories from science, history, and space, I'll be waiting for you here. Goodbye.